like LSD?
Yes.
Why?
Well, because, for one, it teaches me a lot about myself that I didn't know. And it kind of informs me about my environment and what goes on.
What does it tell you about yourself?
It tells me what I like.
What do you like?
Well, I can't really explain what I like.
It's hard to explain. You see, you've had an experience that I haven't had. I'm just trying to find out what your experience is like, what it does for you, what it feels like.
Well, it makes everything a little unreal, you know. Everything that is hallucinations project in my mind, and everything that I see is myself. I mean, it's all coming from my mind, and all the things that I see, everything that I see is I'm making it all.
You're controlling everything.
Yes, I'm controlling what the scenery looks like about me. I'm not controlling it necessarily, but when it's happening, that's what's me. That's me happening.
How about people? Do you think that before you used the drug, you were afraid of people?
Well, I didn't know it at the time, but I realized that I was when I took the drug, because it brings out your inner feelings more intensely.
Why do you think you were afraid of them before?
Because I didn't know them.
Do you feel that you do know them through the drug?
No, I don't feel that I know them, but I'm not afraid of being rejected by them, because I don't feel any rejection towards them. I used to be constantly thinking about being afraid of them, but now I don't have to be afraid anymore, because they're all beautiful, and whether they reject me or not, they're still beautiful.
Does it ever seem to you that this may be a little unreal?
Oh, yes. But I mean, after you learn this on an acid trip, you practice it when you're straight, too.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't leave you.
If everybody is beautiful, then there's no one who's, say, dangerous.
Oh, but the dangerous people are beautiful, too. They're dangerous, sure, but they're still beautiful.
Why are you here?
Well, it's a long story, but I'll try to break it down in short. I found God, and I made me feel quite good, you know, and my mother mistook this good feeling for taking drugs, and I was getting kind of wayward and everything. I mean, I wasn't coming home on time, so she phoned the police, and I was brought to YGC, and then I was brought here. Because of my talking about God and everything, they might have thought that I was a little crazy.
Do you think you are?
No. But I understand how they felt, because I wasn't making myself clear on it. It's very hard I was trying to express something that was hard to express, and I wasn't really capable of expressing it. I mean, I can have the relationship between myself and God, but it's a mistake to try to make other people feel the way I did, and that's what I was trying to do.
What's God like?
Well, first of all, God is everything, so he is like everything. He is everything. There's nothing that he isn't like.
Is he like a man?
I don't know. Everything, he lives in everything on this earth.
I can't describe to you the feeling that it gives you when your son says to you, "Can't you feel it? God is everywhere. I'm going with God. I'm waiting for God to come and get me." It isn't a happy thing at all, or an insight. It's a death wish. And I tried talking sense to him. I said, "Jimmy, you don't see God till you die." But he couldn't see that at all. He believed that he was seeing it right now. Jim hasn't adjusted well to school. He's an extremely introverted boy, or has been up until lately. Shy. He wouldn't try. The least sign of failure to him meant an automatic stop right now. And I think that the problems that he had were magnified and triggered by the release that he seemed to find in drugs. And I feel as though that this is, many of the children today are doing this type of thing, and if it could be stressed that this is a medical problem, and not a criminal problem, I believe that parents would be on the telephone calling somebody as soon as they found illegal material around the house, which they don't do now because they're afraid they're sending their sons and daughters to jail.
There is a steady flow into San Francisco hospitals of young people who have freaked out and been picked up by the police in a state of desperate terror.
Where are you taking me? Where are my friends? Do my friends know I'm here? Where am I? Where am I?
You're in the hospital here. Come on.
Who are you?
That's Dr. McShane.
The bad trip is a frightening thing to witness. It must be far more terrifying to experience.
Where are you taking me? Where am
You're
I?
right around here at the desk. You're in the hospital.
eldest, the one whose heart still held a flicker of warmth, stepped forward. "You are not afraid?" she asked. "No," Lena replied. "I seek your help. The village is dying. There is no food, no warmth. We will not last the winter." The witches exchanged glances. "Then what will you offer in return?" the eldest inquired. Lena hesitated. She had nothing. No gold, no land, no power. Only herself. "Take me," she said. "Do as you wish with me, but spare my people." The youngest witch gasped, while the others studied her with new interest. Then the eldest laughed, a deep, weary sound. "You offer yourself, believing we are monsters," she said. "But tell me, Lena Whitmore, has your village ever once offered us kindness?" Lena opened her mouth, then closed it. She knew the answer. The villagers had only ever spoken of the witches with fear and hatred, but none had ever suffered at their hands. "We were stolen," the youngest said softly. "Taken from families who forgot us. We have never cursed your people. Yet they curse us." Lena's heart ached. "Then why stay here?" she asked. "Why let the world believe you are wicked?" "Because," the third witch finally spoke, "the world only believes what it wishes to." The witch's gift. For a long moment, silence filled the meadow. Then, the eldest witch stepped forward, touching Lena's forehead with a single cold fingertip. "You are different," she murmured. A strange warmth spread through Lena, as if unseen hands lifted a veil from her mind. She gasped, understanding blooming in her heart. The witches would not give up. They would forget you. The last. "We will help your people," the eldest declared. "But not with spells. Come." She led Lena to a hidden chamber, where shelves overflowed with preserved food, warm blankets, and medicines untouched by time. "This is what we have hoarded, believing none would ever deserve it," she said. "But you have given us reason to hope." The five witches, no longer villains, but protectors, returned with Lena to Eldermere, their arms filled with provisions. The villagers, at first, cowered in terror. But as hunger met generosity, fear crumbled. And so, the five witches became five brides, not of men, but of fate, bound forever to a village that had finally seen them for what they truly were. Not monsters, not curses, but salvation. A new dawn. When spring arrived, so did change. No longer were the witches whispered about in fear, but in reverence. The manor doors remained open, and in time, the Blackwood was no longer a place of nightmares, but of healing. And Lena Whitmore? She remained with them, neither witch nor villager, but something new. A bridge between two worlds. A reminder that sometimes salvation comes not from magic or power, but from the simple, fearless act of seeing beyond the stories we are told.
काङ्क्षे विजयं कृष्ण न च राज्यं सुखानि च
Thank you.